Hi Emma, it's Linnea again. No pressure, you don't have to make a video response if you haven't got time. It'd be great if you do though, I'd love to see it. So either way, it's up to you. Today is going to be a simple lesson, and it's a very important one for understanding Japanese, and that is addressing people. Um, Everybody is addressed by what we call an honorific. So, um, you hear people referred to as san frequently. Konnichiwa, Emma-san. Danea desu. San is the basic greeting between equals. It's how you show respect. In fact, when you're speaking to members of your group or your family, you also use san. Mother is oka-san. Father is oto-san. While we're talking about family names, this is a good opportunity to explain a little bit about the Japanese count system. So we'll start with mother, father, aunt, uncle, grandmother, and grandfather. Mother, o-ka-a-san, o-ka-a-san, 4 syllables. Father, o-to-u-san, o-to-san, 4 syllables. Aunt, oba-san, oba-san, 3 syllables. Also uncle, oji-san, oji-san. Here's the tricky part. Grandmother, oba-a-san, oba-a-san, 4 syllables. Oba-san, oba-san. Grandfather, oji-san, oji-san. Uncle, oji-san. There's a particular importance to understanding these syllabic counts because persons in Japan, when speaking to unfamiliar people, never use the word you. Instead, people are addressed in the way we would consider to be third person. So I would not say, Emma-san, あなたはどうですか? I would simply say, Emma-san はどうですか? In other words, I do not say, Emma, how are you? I say, how is Emma? Or, to be more precise, how is Miss Emma? There's no distinguishing between Miss, Mrs., or Mr. when using san. Therefore, it's a very convenient honorific. However, when addressing strangers, And there is no Emma-san or other known name. And it's not polite to say anata to a stranger. They use familial names instead. A woman one's own age may be referred to as One-san, sister. One-san. A woman older than yourself would be called Aunt. Oba-san. And you would address a senior citizen as grandmother. Oba-san. Therefore, you have to be careful if you wish to address someone as Oba-san or Oba-san, because unless you really are an Oba-san, you don't want to be called that. You want to be called Oba-san. Auntie. It's more polite than granny. Likewise, Oji-san, uncle, for an older man. Oji-san, grandfather, for a senior citizen. For Americans approaching strangers, once again, you don't want to say anata or you, but it might be strange to hear one-san coming from an American. So when addressing a young woman, or any woman, to tell the truth, ojo-san, ojo-u-san is a polite way to address a young lady. Tell the truth, I don't know how to address a young man. I'm gonna have to ask one of my friends that when I have another tutoring session. Anyway, before I run out of time, I wanted to polish up with the other honorifics. Now you're basically familiar with san. There are times when you don't use san, and that's for referring to people within your own in-group, whether it's a coworker, when you're talking business, or if you're talking about a relative to someone outside your family. You include them in your in-group by dropping the honorific. Therefore, for example, if you are talking to Suzuki-san, a businessman for, let's say, IBM, and you work for Toyota, maybe you're trying to get the microchip put into your car. When you speak to Suzuki-san about Tadashi, Tadashi is your coworker. Tadashi is not the person you're speaking to. If you were talking to Tadashi, you would refer to him as Tadashi-san. But since you are talking to Suzuki-san about your coworker, Tadashi is in your in-group. Therefore, when speaking to Suzuki-san, you refer to your coworker as Tadashi.